Hello and welcome back to another episode of The Conscious Collective. I'm here with Lucy and I'm Emily, and today we're going to dive into quite a another big, huge,
always so big
topic, generational healing and trauma, and why it's important for Lightworkers and the collective at this time. So Lucy, why did you want to talk about this?
I wanted to dive into this today with us, but because I feel like it's coming up a lot. So Emily and I always bring up what we feel is coming up a lot for us, that we feel is coming up a lot for the collective, because we see lots of clients coming in and out, and we do tap into that collective field, and it's the way we're working with the fields, for it to show us what is in the collective that needs to be spoken about and discussed and put into people's awareness through this podcast. So this has come up for me definitely this week, and that is that so many of us are waking up to this realization that as souls, we have incarnated at this time to work on certain lessons. And those lessons are generational lessons to be healed. So the way I see it is that we have chosen our parents and our friendships. Like, I honestly believe we've chosen our path that will come with certain lessons and areas of growth. So we see our lessons as opportunities to grow as souls. So I think we chose our parents because we wanted to learn certain lessons for our soul expansion. And at this time, this is big work for all of us. We have volunteered to come in because it was big soul expansion time for us. So we've come into parents who have experienced a lot of trauma. Our parents, grandparents, all the way through the lineage have experienced so much density, so many tough experiences going back for decades, centuries, really, of darkness. We're coming out of this global shift. We're coming out of this darkness, raising the frequency of the planet. And in order for us to bring the collective frequency up with that, is we have to dissolve and transmute and clear all of this density. So I just really wanted to highlight that soul mission that so many of us, anyone watching this, you're on it. If you're watching this, it's just going to come hand in hand with your spiritual awakening, that there are things in your family lineage that require healing in order for you to expand into the way that you are feeling called to. Right. And so that's why we talk about things like shadow work and healing, because that's what your soul came to do. And it doesn't have to be deep, dark, darkness that you need to go into. If you're aware of it, it just makes it so much easier. And that's what I wanted to just relay that message today, to make it easier for people by having that awareness, because I know that in certain one-to-one sessions I've had recently, just by discussing that with certain people, they're just like, wow, oh my goodness, it's so changing for them to see certain things that they've been battling with, that they've been carrying with them, so much density that they've carried on behalf of their parents. Once they realize that they came to let that go on behalf of themselves and their parents and their parents' parents, once they see that lineage, they see that it's all coming from there, they feel like it's not theirs to hold, that they came to carry it, to witness it, and to transmute it, to let it go. And this is why there's so many healing modalities coming through, so many different ways to help you move through that and transmute that energy and release that energy. This breath work, somatic work, QHHT, Akashic Records, healing, Ziggy, all these kind of, AI coming in now to help. So many modalities, so many ways coming through to help the collective, to help us as individuals let this energy go. And when we do, what I've noticed again with some clients is they really feel like they're finding themselves beyond the stories of their parents, beyond the stories of the the past, they can really stand in their truth and shine their light as light workers. And that's when you are in that light, when you've raised your frequency by letting go of that density, you really can then start to step even more into your soul purpose, because you've gone past the karmic patterns, past that transmutation, past all of that. And there's more beyond that. And I think this is why I think light workers tend to want to bypass it, because we want to go straight to the light work, straight to the raising the frequency even more, and all of the wonderful things that come along with that, the grid work and things like that. But actually, it's good to just really serve that purpose for our families first.
Well, also,
or at the same time.
Yeah. Also, we're only going to reach we'll reach a plateau.
Yeah.
Because we'll still be tethered by these generational threads of habits which take us away from our uniqueness, truly being who we are.
And who we came to be.
Yeah. And we had a little talk before we recorded this, and both realized that, we've had an awareness of how we interacted with our parents at probably an earlier age than other people will have. Yeah. And I remember specifically washing the dishes, my very early 20s, and thinking about, well, how am I going to phrase that when I have a child so that they can hear me coherently? Because I have not been spoken to coherently. And, a lot of people can have children and might never reflect that question. But I think more and more people are, and definitely light workers are, and people are realizing, gosh, just because my dad had that habit, I don't want to have it anymore. So can you give us some examples? How can people identify if they've had generational trauma?
I think, again, it's that sitting with yourself and sitting with the truth within you, because you'll know. I think so many people feel like they're carrying parts of their parents with them. And quite often they feel like they can't move beyond those stories, beyond those behaviors. But I think once you realize, and this is why it felt really cool to talk about it today, just the realization that you could be carrying something that isn't yours.
Yeah.
That is a game changer. Is this mine? Is this habit of mine that I don't like? Is this part of me that I really feel uncomfortable with? Is it me, or is it something that I've taken on and I'm carrying from my parents? And you know, very quickly you can find that answer. And there in itself, that is so awakening and enlightening and lifts a little bit. But then to know that you can just have some Reiki, have some Reiki to get somebody else to clear that for you. You don't even have to do it yourself. Or go down the breath work of releasing it, whatever you want to do to release that energy. And to mentally, I think on the mental level, when you know that you've taken something on from a parent, you can easily sort of mentally say, I don't want to choose that anymore. That's the first step, is the mental level. But quite often people feel it in their bodies on an energetic level. And that's when I think they do need some support. Does that answer your question? I don't think I did answer your question.
Well, actually, that made me want to ask you a question. So you said that you can come for Reiki and have generational trauma removed. So do they not have to be aware of that on a mental level?
Sometimes they come with that awareness. Other times it will have to be discussed, but it will be something that they have come, because we know ourselves so well. We all know. So it will be something that they come and they say, blah, 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 blah. They're suffering with this or that. And quite often we will dig, just like you would in a talking therapy. How was your mum around that? Da, da, da. And we can quite easily unpick that it has been passed down. And generally people, I think this is the thing, and why I wanted to talk about it, because the frequency on the planet and the collective is rising, people are really aware.
And people are talking about it more too. There's less stigma about it. Everyone kind of knows that their parents,
they know that
were really complicated
stuff from their parents.
Yeah, there's definitely this feel
awareness
that we've come to. This is the time to heal all of these dissonances that have been passed on, whether it's past life or if it's generational. We've come here to clean the work. That's why it's so hard. That's why there's so much resistance, and people are finding it so heavy and finding life hard at the moment, it's because these are coming to the surface and they're not going to go away until you resolve them. They're going to be right there in our face because we've kind of chosen, from my understanding, my belief that this lifetime, we want to clear all of this for the generations and for the planet coming forward.
And of course it's going to feel like a lot, because it is.
Yeah, because
it
it's
is
not,
a lot.
We're not just doing it for our generation.
Us.
We're doing this for kind of,
back
the
and
past
back and back.
6 generations.
So if it feels heavy and it feels big, that's where I think the awareness piece comes in, and why I keep repeating myself, is that there's so many of us, we've all come here to do it. You're not on your own with that heaviness of whatever it is. Yeah. And almost, can we somehow make it feel less personal, less heavy, see it as collective, see it as, this is my part of the work that we are all doing as a collective. Then can we maybe roll up our sleeves with excitement and go, okay, I want to do this, let's do this. And it just feels different. Yeah, it feels different. And I feel in sessions with people, when we word it that way and phrase it that way, it's like, already you feel it lifting. It doesn't feel so it's only me experiencing this. And also I want to also just touch on, like, of course it feels personal, because it is. It's your family, and it feels like I remember thinking, and I bet so many other people do, we feel like our families aren't this idea of perfection. You know, we always come with this idea of the perfect family. It's almost programmed into us, these perfect parents. And nobody had that. Nobody had these sort of model idealistic parents. That was just a program in us that we were meant to hold that program. Yeah,
with 2.4 kids and a white picket
We were meant to hold that program because it was a healthy dynamic that we are meant to bring something a little bit healthier in, because we knew we were being born into something that wasn't going to look like that. So unfortunately, quite toxic with lots of
distortion,
dissonance and distortion. Exactly. We almost used exactly the same word there. But so we knew we'd come into that distortion. So it was difficult for us, because we had that victim of, this isn't the perfection I dream of. This isn't what I would want. And we could get stuck in that.
Or I'm tainted because of X, Y, and Z. It's not my fault.
And again, I can't be that perfect version because I'm from that. Yeah. And so that's the distortion. That's all wrong. And the truth is, you came to heal it and to be the change. Yeah. And when you reframe the way you see it, it feels different, and you can stand in your power to be that idea of whatever it is that you feel is a better version, an improved version, a higher vibrational frequency, and to not repeat the patterns that your family were stuck in, and to also not see your parents and the previous generations as the enemy or wrong or bad. That's also really healing as well. The forgiveness prayers, the Ho'oponopono of, they didn't mean anything. They didn't mean to be a certain way to you. It was just the way of the collective at the time. Again, to see it from that higher perspective, that was a collective thing. Of course, it feels personal to us if we had somebody who was being narcissistic or somebody who had toxic behaviors. But if we see that it wasn't them going out of their way to be toxic parents to us, that actually it was a distortion that they were born into.
Absolutely.
Then can we then depersonalize it and let go of any bitterness and resentment that we're holding, because that's distortion in our field? And can we meet this with love and transmute that energy with healing, and raise everybody's frequency? And also to touch on, when we work on this healing, we are working on healing for them, for their parents, It transmutes all the way back through the lineage. And that's how we lift the frequency of the planet.
But so also important. Going forward as well, because those people are no longer holding that dissonance. Yeah. So everything is, by healing yourself, you're healing your family, your community, and everyone, really.
And the future timelines as well. Yeah. It's important to touch on. Obviously, we're ending those karmic, not the right word, but ending those patterns, that generational, that lineage. You're saying, no, I won't let that go into my my children.
Yeah.
So whatever it is that you observe that you're letting go of on behalf of your parents and previous generations, you don't replicate that behavior, those traits. You don't hold that in your frequency anymore to pass down to the younger generations. And I love what you're saying there about the community around you. You don't have to have children. It could be your nieces and nephews, or you might be a teacher, just making sure that those behaviors aren't passed on.
Absolutely, because I really do believe that everyone's always trying to do the best with the resources and the understanding that they have, no matter how different that might be from our own.
Yeah, and how it might seem.
Absolutely. And so just quickly, what's the difference between generational trauma and ancestral?
Yeah, that's a great question.
Sorry, and past life.
Past life, yeah.
Sorry, yeah.
That's a great question. I knew what you meant. So yeah, ancestral is lineage and is previous, or bloodline, shall we say. And then the past life healing is more, so many people ask this question actually, is things that will have happened in your previous incarnations that you came to heal some of the things that happened in those previous incarnations. It won't be all of them. It's not going to be everything that you've experienced in past lives that you come here. It would. Can you imagine that?
Impossible.
We'd be cowering in a corner, I think. But there will be certain things that you agreed that you would, find that opportunity, especially now, because you knew that you were going to come into a life where you would have the opportunity to meet healers, to meet the healing path. So many people who start on the healing path, they do end up training in Reiki, and they do end up and then healing other people, because you realize, wow, there's so many people that are meant to do this. You can't, but you just want to help other people because you know that it's a collective thing. It's not just you. So with the past life, that's where the Akashic Records, the QHHT sessions come in, which obviously we found that path because we want to help with past life healing as well. And sometimes, Emily, I've noticed, and it's important to say that you will have chosen to come into a family that have in that lineage trauma that you have experienced also in a past life.
Yeah.
Okay, so that what you're doing is you're healing all of it all at once when you heal certain thing, and that can feel so profound for somebody. So
Absolutely.
If they clear something in Akashic Record healing or QHHT that they've experienced in a past life and it's replicated in their lineage, boy, does that shift something within them and in the collective as well. But then sometimes it's not replicated in their lineage, that it is just something from a past life that their soul wants to clear and heal in this life. So.
Yeah, and when it's moments like that, with Ziggy, I'll see things change within 60 seconds in their physical form as well. It's just not just on the mental plane. It's a whole resonance field.
It is.
And phenomenal.
It's clearing it from your field.
Phenomenal.
When you see it as energy like that, you are just clearing it from the field. Yeah. But that's why we feel so bogged down, and it can be very depressing. That's where sort of depression comes in. Depression is low vibrational. It's really just describing the energy you're in is depression. It's less of if we can start sort of not seeing it as a mental health problem and more of it's your energy is very dense, and there needs to be, it's a big sign that something needs clearing in your field. You can unpick what's causing that depression. It will be a certain pattern that's being replicated that you're holding in your field, holding in your frequency.
Yeah, like roadworks holding up traffic.
Definitely.
On roads. Yeah, that's how it is. It's a blockage.
But that blockage brings you down in frequency.
Which sitting in traffic does too, right? Stops you getting to places as quickly as you would like. Yeah.
We want to be in flow. Our energy wants to be in flow.
Yeah, the systems are literally not crossing over in your body. They're not moving correctly because of a belief, a story that is held within cells, held within your field. Yeah. I mean, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. The more you unpick this on a quantum level.
It's amazing.
It all of the answers are there for you to unfind, but you don't need to. But the science is backing all of this up, and it's just divine that we've got that information at this time. It's really an exciting time to be alive.
It really is. We say that all the time.
Yeah, no matter how much we've got kind of thrown hurdles at us, things that we're constantly trying to help others with as well as ourselves. I wonder if there's any activation or something uplifting that you can help people with this generational trauma. Is there any guides that could come through, or dragons, or?
I think what I'm feeling is working on people's third eyes to see for themselves what it is within them they need to work on.
That level of discernment. Oh, great. Bring it on.
I think so. Rather than going in and healing, because it's so unique for everyone, I think it's more about opening up people's third eyes so that they can sit with themselves and sit with the question, what did I come here to heal on behalf of my lineage? I think that's what people need help with. To just have that reflection, have that level of awareness. And I think, everybody knows themselves better than anyone else. And once you've got that revealed, you then feel excited to just clear that. Yeah. And then when you get that clearing, it's like, whoa, it's just such a big shift in your life.
Yeah.
So should we do that?
Would you be okay to do that? I know you've been recording a few of these. They've been so powerful.
Doing lots of that. It's lovely. So if anyone who wants to join in, taking some nice deep breaths in and closing your eyes when you're ready, because that brings you into your inner world, finding some stillness within you. Taking some lovely cleansing breaths, finding a little place for you to settle. And as you breathe, feeling your shoulders drop and relax. Placing your hand on your heart chakra, dropping your awareness into your heart. Out of the mind, into the heart, where all truth is revealed. And just imagine or tune into the energetic column flowing within you from the top of your head all the way down to the base of your spine, or down through your legs and feet, extending that energetic column down through all the layers of the earth. Feeling yourself sending your energy down through your root chakra, down through your feet or base of spine. Grounding, anchoring your energy down. Feeling more and more stillness flowing over you as you do. And just allowing your breath to gently slow and lengthen as you relax more and more with each exhale. And then tuning in to the third eye. Tuning into this area of your body and setting the intention. You can place your hand on your third eye if it feels good. Setting the intention. Just send life source energy, send light to your third eye. So opening up your crown and drawing in light through your crown, sending it down into your third eye. With each inhale, you're drawing in more light down to your third eye, setting the intention to balance and clear your third eye. Clearing any density, clearing any blocks, imagining fog clearing. As you breathe in more life source energy to support clearing. And sending through some activation codes now, just still focusing on the third eye. Clearing the third eye now. Feeling any blocks clearing. Activating, opening up the third eye just a little bit, whatever's right for you. to the next level. The next level of awareness. And now connecting your third eye energy center down to your heart, placing one hand on your third eye, the other on your heart, connecting these two energetic centers, helping you tune in to your inner self, to your truth, helping you to discern what is true for you, what needs to be revealed for you to work on for your soul's expansion journey. And you can take your time after you've listened to this podcast to tune in and journal what's come up for you. What is it that you need to be aware of that may need healing in your generational lineage in support of your soul's learning, growth, and expansion as part of the collective raising of this consciousness of the planet? This is activated within you now, so take time to journal and reflect on anything that's coming up for you. And know that you are grounded, you are safe, you are held. Only that which is for you will be revealed, and only that which you can handle, manage, and cope will come up for you very gently, and you'll always know that you have the power to move through this and to make the change that is required and needed of you. And so it is. You are so loved, Divine One. You're not alone on your journey. So just closing down the third eye now. Closing down the heart chakra now. And sending in golden light into your field. Visualize golden light all around you. Imagine this layer around your aura of golden 12th dimensional light, sealing in your beautiful energy, and knowing that any lower vibrational energies that come into your field will be transmuted with love. You are safe, you are loved, and so it is. So when you're ready, beloveds, you can gently bring yourself round, back into your room, back into the space around you, gently back into awareness. You can wiggle your toes and fingers and just gently bring yourself round.
That was beautiful.
Oh, I'm glad you liked it. I hope you liked it.
That was beautiful. Please comment below what you felt. I had a returningness to being whole again. It was gorgeous. So we want to hear what you have to say. And if you've got any questions, we'd love to hear them too. Thank you so much, Lucy, for that.
You.
That was so powerful.
Thank you for listening. Thank you. Oh, lovely. So I think with that, we've sent you on your way.
Yes.
With some awareness expanded. Or for a lot of you, I'm sure, confirmation of what you already know is true for you. We're just mirrors reflecting back what it is happening, what is coming up for all of us right now. So I just want to reaffirm that you're not on your own. You're part of a collective shift. And you've got this. You've totally got this.
You've got support.
So much love.
See you next time.
See you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for joining us today. Please remember to like and subscribe. If you want to work with us directly, see the show notes below. Thank you.